All right. So quantum entanglement, you said.
Okay, so quantum entanglement, roughly, because I haven't looked at this in a long time, um, is when two particles are on complete opposite sides of the universe. They can be anyway. And whatever happens to one particle on this side of the universe happens to the other particle on the other side of the universe. So these two particles are intertwined, they're entangled with each other. So,
Wait.
that, yeah.
Wait. Okay. 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 I thought I was smart. Okay. Okay. So you said one side of the universe there's a particle, another side of the universe there's a particle, and the same thing happens to both different particles at the same time.
Yes, they're
Okay.
permanently intertwined. It's like, yeah, I mean, that's the best way I can explain it. So it,
Illustration time. So, because I'm trying to make sure I'm not as confused as I feel. So you're saying like if a earthquake happens in India and an earthquake happens in Texas, it would be at the same time. It would be called earthquake entanglement.
um, well, kind of, not really. Okay, let's take this. How about this? Okay, so there was, okay, let's say we're on this Earth right now. We're here
Mhm,
on this Earth. Let's say this is Earth 1. Now let's say there's another Earth in a parallel universe, or whatever you want to say,
mhm,
somewhere else in the universe that is completely entangled with this one. So there's exact copies of ourselves. Everything. This is kind of where you see in the comic books, parallel universes and all that, but it's completely different, kind of. Let's say the earthquake happens in Texas. That same earthquake will happen at the exact same time in the
in
parallel
Texas.
in Texas on Earth 2. So if you were to take a knife and slice Earth 1 in half, Earth 2 would just be sliced in half at the same time.
Oh my, that is
Whatever
is
happened to,
that's real? Like that's a real?
yeah, quantum entanglement.
Huh.
It's a real physical phenomenon that we're still trying to figure out. I don't have that much information about it. I'm not describing it in the best way. I'm not a scientist. I just love science. But
That is mind-boggling.
right? So so imagine those two Earths are just two particles.
Uh-huh.
So if let's say two atoms, you split the atom over here, the atom gets split over here, explosion simultaneously. So using uh using quantum entanglement, uh, they're trying to use quantum computers. Quantum computers are entirely another um, subject, but to explain that, so like I was saying, you know how computers use ones and zeros to communicate
Hmm.
with each other, read information. Um, Imagine, and this is going to be a messed up explanation, I'm sorry, but imagine that a quantum computer um, reads ones and zeros simultaneously. So imagine you have a coin, if I can get a coin real quick. Or how about this, Mario Kart, right? So while this is spinning on a table, which side is it on?
Both.
Right? It's on neither side, or it's on both sides simultaneously, because it's not on this side, the ones, and it's not on this side either, the zeros. It's on both. So a quantum computer can read ones and zeros as well as both of them simultaneously, I think. So using that, they're trying to create um, unhackable quantum internet for us to transfer over to. And yeah, that's what I have. What do you think about that?
Okay. So I'll go with the first thing that passed through my mind. What a time
Okay.
to be alive. The second thing that passed through my
The
mind.
worst year in mankind's history. What it's gonna be like. Yes. Yeah.
What happened when you were little? 2020 and quantum computers, but mostly 2020. No, that's insane. Secondly, I feel like you know how technology seems to be at this steady incline. It's like, oh, this is getting a little bit better, a little bit better. That has the potential to just be like,
Yeah.
just skip levels and levels of just. And then when you look back at old technology, like today's technology, if you go get an iPhone 11 Pro that's using normal computing, and then you go get a quantum computing iPhone 20, and you compare the two, and you're just like, this iPhone 11 feels so slow. But right now, we feel like it's the fastest piece of technology. Or I
Mhm.
suppose Samsung Galaxy Note 20 for you Android fans. Or the ROG phone, I don't know. Gaming, I don't know. But it's just like, this is insanely fast. And then all of a sudden, we're going to have a new piece of technology that just trumps it in every
Mhm.
single facet. It makes everything feel almost worthless because within a short amount of time, it will be.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a temporary thing, and it's yeah. One thing I was gonna say though, um, you can use a quantum computer right now if you wanted to.
Hmm.
Online, you can connect your phone to, or you can send a problem to a
Hmm.
quantum computer. They're actually these huge machines, uh, and the way I forget what it is, but they freeze. They use liquid nitrogen to freeze these data chips to, you know,
Uh-huh.
several degrees below zero to get it's totally use one right now. People do that one time. Anyway, go ahead. What else were you thinking as your connection went
The third one, so like if you make an unhackable internet, right?
Mhm.
And forgive me for
I know
thinking
exactly what
uh,
you said.
negatively, that's bad, right?
It can be.
Like I understand the general thought pattern when you hear a hacker, you're like, a hacker is bad. But if you have think about in the crime world, if you have
Mhm.
somebody who is sending text messages and emails and writing down notes and blah 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 about the next murder he's going to commit or the next person he's going to rob, there have been countless crimes that have been solved by hacking into their systems.
Mhm.
And
So
not being able to hack when necessary can be bad.
yeah, because even though you can't hack internet, you can't hack into people's you know their devices or the internet connection, whatever.
Hmm.
You can't stop them from doing bad things. So
Yeah.
quantum computing or quantum internet, shall I say? That sounds so weird to me, but
Everything's quantum.
yeah, it's like a knife. So, a knife can be a valuable tool or a deadly weapon. And
Mm,
in most cases, with the human race, unfortunately, as a whole, it's going to be a deadly weapon.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Readjust the hat for that one. That one hit deep. That's true. I suppose at that point you just have to sit down and say, how can the human race benefit? Like like as a whole, because you win some, you lose some. If you take something away from somebody, it can be a protection for some and a detriment to others.
Mhm.
And if you give people something, it can be a protection for some and a detriment to others. I suppose it all depends on the reasonableness of the people who are going to be living in the new world that we have created for ourselves
Yeah,
through technology.
yeah. I think it's amazing. You know, we were just talking about it the other day, but the human brain is amazing. You know, its RAM capacity, uh, random access memory, you know, 2.2 petabytes, which is like a million megabytes and 1,000 terabytes. And to, they just came out with, I mean, the biggest flash drive that you can get, or the biggest thing that stores information, doesn't even come close to that.
Yeah.
So to think
And
that
what shocks me further is that that's petabytes of RAM, not just storage.
Mhm.
Because people are gonna hear that and they're gonna be like, oh, my iPhone is 120 gigabytes, so they're gonna Google it. Oh, you can get a terabyte of RAM for whatever, or a terabyte of storage for whatever, but a terabyte of RAM is totally different. People, the human race can't yet make 1.5 terabyte of RAM storage. Oops. And yet we're able to have a 10 mil, what, 10,000, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a lot. We have a lot more. Okay, that's the point.
Yeah.
Big numbers.
Yeah, I feel like we take ourselves for granted because we don't. I mean, we don't understand how much it takes just to get up and walk. How much it's just it's insane. Like we can't even begin to create anything like ourselves. Nothing even comes close. I mean, there are some robots that can just barely walk and do backflips or whatever. But here we are. We talk, we speak, we make music, we do all this stuff, and yet on the quantum scale of things, once you look at the big picture of creation and all the things that we're still figuring out, we we're not all that in the first place. So it's
Facts.
like
Interestingly,
we
are
made
differently.
than
We
thought.
so
Thank you
for
for watching. Arigatou gozaimasu.
안녕하세요. I don't know
안녕.
what you said, but I had to switch the languages up on us.